Here are the materials I'll be using to sew a very beautiful and stylish dress. Classic dress. Our shoulder measurement is 14 inches. So half of 14 inches is 7 inches plus half-inch allowance. So a shoulder drop down of 1 inch. Okay. Then I'll be using my ruler. Rule out. Yes. So from the drop down, take a measurement of 7 inches. This side 7.5. Upper part to the upper bust and you rule out. You look for the midpoints. Which is 3.5. So you go in here by 0.75. For some people it could be, where's my French curve? I won't allow that one to delay also, so let me just continue. There's no time at all. Myself, I'm an artist, so you know the way all these tailoring material just disappear when you need them, especially chalk or tape measure. So I'm done with that. So the measurements of the bust points length is 11 inches plus sewing allowance 11.5. Under bust is 13.5. Or sewing allowance is 14. Under bust points P2P. Then the P2P is 3.7 inches. Then half of it is 3.5. Then let me rule it out. That's our P2P. Bust points, under bust points, then half length 17, then sewing allowance 17 and a half. The blouse length is 23 plus half inch, 23 and a half. The actual gown length of this dress is 39 inches, but this pattern paper is 35, so I'm going to take notes. So blouse length, ruler,
Mommy, I'm moving.
Half length, rule out, blouse length, rule out, hip measurements, I've taken all the vertical measurements. What is left for me is the horizontal measurement. So I'll be starting from the bust. My bust is 36, so divided by 4 is 9 inches. 9 inches. So I'll be introducing some allowance to my main fabric, but on this pattern I do not need extra allowance. So my bust, my under bust is 32 inches. So that will be 8 inches. 8 inches. My waist measurement is 31 and a half, so that's going to be 7.75. No, 7.75. Okay, 7.75. My hip measurement is 43. That's 10.75. 10.75. So 10.75. So we have to connect all the points together. This. Do not forget your allowance. So do not forget your allowance. This is just a simple but classic dress pattern. A French curve at the dress half length. I didn't take the dress half length measurements. The dress half length measurements at the, it could be at the tip. So since this pattern paper is shorter than the main measurement, so I'll be going in from the hip measurement, which is 10.75. At the lower part, I'll be coming in by 0.5 inch. Since it's still going, still going to get slanted at the lower part. So I'm just going to remove 0.5 from this measurement. As you can see, just 0.5. Then I'll make it normally. If I want to do this part, I would use my French curve, but since I don't have it here, so I can use my hand to do it. That's all. So a mono strap. So I'll determine, but let me just have the standard neckline, 3 inches by 3 inches, and just have it. 3 inches by 3 inches. I'm going to make it 4 inches. This part 4 inches because of the kind of neckline I want to have. So I'll have it this way. I'm supposed to use my French curve for all this part, but I can't place my hand on it, and I don't want it to delay. We have it. So I'll have to cut out. So simple. And no big deal. But just make sure you remember that you have to impute yeah, I have my parting paper ready. So here is the fabric I'll be using to sew the dress. But I'm going to make it kind of dramatic. It's going to be a dramatic dress. A simple but dramatic dress. Okay. I'll be cutting first. You have to take note of your fabric. So the part that stretches is to be slant, is meant to be horizontal, while the parts like this one that is stretching is meant to be, you have to cut it this way, while the part that is non-stretching is vertical. This part now is going to be vertical. So I'm gonna cut my dress. Just take notes of the allowance. I didn't put my dart allowance here on this, so I'll be imputing it. My dart allowance isn't there. It's meant to be on the P2P. I didn't put it. I'm going to put it. The dart allowance on the waist part. From the P2P, which is 3.5, you go left by 0.5 inch, that is half inch, right half inch, then from the upper, from the under bust, you go up by 1 inch, okay, and then you mark your P2P 3.5. On your blouse length, you do the same thing. You go out by 3.5. Then you use your ruler to mark it out. This is for those that do not have an understanding of a waist dart. If not, I know how to incorporate it without ruling it out. So you have to have your dart allowance. You have to add it to your pattern paper. me, I just needed a flat pattern for what I needed, and because the horizontal part is very stretchy, so I need not to put allowance at all. But because it is a sequence material and it is embodied, that's why I decided to do this. So it's time to cut. It's supposed to be pinning down. Hey, so the length, do not forget the length too. The length is 39 inches. So I'll be adding 5 inches to this length. Or let me just do it straight ahead. So that's 40 inches. That's with sewing allowance. 40 inches with sewing allowance. Because we'll be sewing it in at the lower part to make it 41 inches. So it's time to cut the pattern. I'm cutting it with the neck. So it's time for us to cut. I'll be leaving some allowance. So we are cutting. It's time to cut.
Mama, I'm done.
Do not forget to incorporate your sewing allowance. This sequence material can be a bit trickish, but as you can see, you see I increased this part because of the dart allowance. Okay. So we have our back half length. Our back half length. We have our back half length to be 14 inches. So that would be 15. Because you only know that this back slant that you are seeing is for 0.75. Is for back half length, so there won't be a bulb at the back. Okay, the zip is going to lay down well. So you cut out. Sequence material can be a little bit tricky, but you have to be careful with it. A little bit tricky. As I'm placing it well, it is going back and forth. So